Hey, I finally got the bench and drying cabinet finished. Thought I'd give you guys a little tour of the setup here. Got an Alps wrapper with an Al Engling fourth spool carriage. I may flip this guy around and put the carriage on the back side. I am going to change out the motor here shortly with a variable speed control DC that I can reverse and forward, but that'll be a little project coming up. But got the whole track in place. Took the wrapper and put it on a rail system so that I can move it up and down. It's a 12-foot bench, 8-foot wrapper. So I've got about, obviously 4 extra feet, 2 feet on either end if I'm standing in the middle. And also have this here, probably can't really do this one-handed, but where I can slide this forward and backwards. It's a little stiff. I have to kind of usually use 2 hands because of the distance, but allow me to adjust that in and out. Get it out of the way if I need to, or just want to use the bench or pull it up a little closer. The quad dryer here, finally got that all finished up and got my rollers in place here, and the stands of those built tonight. 11 foot long inside, overall 11.5 foot with the control panel. Probably get just over 10.5 foot rod with the Fuji chucks that are going on there. Built out of 1x2s, 1x3s, just try and keep it as light as possible. Mount screwed into the slat wall on the back, open back, just screwed in the slat wall there. Like I said, the goal was to keep it as light as possible. Did put in some hydraulic supports so they can hold it open. Some magnets there for closure. Plexiglass there. Heat is provided from you can see there on the bottom, it's a 10-foot long, 10-foot by 6-inch reptile heat strip. And that's driven by a PID controller here. Right now just set at 80 degrees, reading 73 inside on the temperature sensor halfway down there. This is set up here where there's a timer that shuts the whole thing down at the expiration of that timer setting. 6 hours is what it's set at right now. So if I forget to shut the dryer off, or it's not just going to run for days on end, I'll set that up for 18 hours or 12 or 18 hours or whatever, and reset it to kick off when I'm ready to let things dry there. But I've got four individually controlled motors. These are DC 12-volt DC motors with speed controls on them. They're 30 RPM maximum, probably a little faster than necessary, but I can certainly dial that on down. I can get it down. Let's see, take the second one there. I can get it down to about 3 RPM a minute, something like that. Not that I would ever need to dry it at full 30. Probably would have used 20 if I were to do this again. But I have these guys set here, again, each individually controlled. Those are driven off of the link to the main timer. So again, at the end of the timer expiration, the whole thing would shut off. Have a little LED strip inside the box, also underneath the box to get a little more light on the bench. More light is always a good thing. Like I said, the thermostat control will bring that up to temperature, whatever it's set at there, and hold it nice and steady once it comes up to temp. Switches here, I can separately turn off the heat system, but leave the wrapper, or excuse me, the drying motors or the lights. So if I wanted to just use the lights, could do that for some extra light on the bench. Few things I didn't fully account for my measurements on the alignment of the slat board to my motors, so I had to play around with the wheels and some spacings there. Had to make a little adjustable offsets. Can use that, probably helpful anyway, if depending on the diameter of given rods that might be built. But I have 3 sets up right now. I'm going to have to get some smaller rollers for the top row, just because another area I didn't think about was the interference of the back brace there. So I'm going to drop down from, I think these are 2 1/8, 2 1/4 inch wheels. I'm going to have to drop down to something like 1.5 inches to get my clearance up top and come up with a little clever hanging system up there for those. But I'll get to that eventually. Probably, certainly, maybe have one extra set that I necessarily need, but it'll get the job done certainly. So just a quick tour. Any questions? Be happy to answer it on Facebook or on Rod Boards. Talk to you guys soon.